afternoon.
Let's turn on the microphone.
Okay. Good afternoon. My name is Doug Adkins. I'm the owner of two assisted living facilities in Northeast Florida. The reason I came today was to talk to you about the real world impact. The real world impact is quite different than what you might realize. So let me tell you what the real world impact is. Let me tell you what's really happening in Florida. What's happening in Florida is assisted living facilities. I'm looking at the two of you right now because, and the rest of you, if you don't pay attention, that's fine. But the two of you really need to pay attention because I've done this for 30 years. My facilities take care of state-funded residents. The state-funded residents are the low income. So the vast majority of residents in the state are state-funded and middle space marketed residents. And they're at a tipping point. The system is clearly at a tipping point. And when the system starts to fail, and literally, and I'll give you a statistic, an interesting statistic. In Florida, in 2015, we had 1,100 limited mental health ALFs. This year, we have 800. So where did the beds go? The beds are going away because people cannot function at the current rate of a Medicaid reimbursement rate of $12.25 a day. You heard that correct, $12.25 a day. Now, when we talk about the income erosion of what actual dollars go into the facility, it's less than that. When you look at the long-term care rate of an average recovery rate of $1,100 a month or less, it's even less than that. So the reality is that as the system erodes and deteriorates, guess where these people are going? They're going to go to unlicensed facilities, which are exploding across the state. They're going to be in homeless shelters. They're going to be in unregulated places all over the state. And guess who's going to take care of them at the next hurricane? It's going to be you two. So the emergency management team better beef it up, step it up, organize, and start to get prepared, because I can tell you the pace at which these facility owners are going to call it quits and say, see ya, is coming. Because I can tell you the frustration that is going on across the state with the driving cost of rent. It's just not this. This is just part of it. It is across the board. Well, it's only $10 more, it's $20 more, it's another $200 for OSDDS, it's this and that. And I'm telling you, when you look about trying to compete in the current labor market, when you look at the insurance rate, it is a mess. So let me talk to you a little bit about this rule. So there's a substantial hardship with this rule. The cost of these generators, the generator companies have figured out this is a gold mine. Okay, so you need to know that the price gouging is now well underway. You've got funding issues with the facilities being able to afford this. Maintenance agreements, all the maintenance agreements being brought to my desk, no performance. So you can require me to say, Doug, I want you to maintain these agreements, maintain these machines. There's no guarantee that that machine isn't going to fail. I'm a water plant treatment operator. You look at DEP's Florida warrant system, all of these machines for lift stations, water treatment plants all across the state. Guess what happened during Irma? All of them are failing. The reason why I know, the Florida warrant system sends me a text message telling me we need help. These machines are failing all across the state. When I went to my DEP recertification class, guess what they said? This is not for public consumption. We want to make sure everybody knows, hard gear generators, because guess what? We're going to have some really terrible weather for how long? 10 years. Hard gear generators. But when it's not for public consumption, because we don't want anybody to know to create cause or public alarm. So guess what? All these ALF generators, they're going to fail. So the resident rights issues, let's get it out in the open. Let's talk about this. So you've tied this thing to the resident bill of rights. So guess what's going to happen? Every time the machine shuts off with low capacitor, every time something happens, resident rights problem. We got a resident rights issue. So guess what's going to happen? The insurance companies are going to think about this and say, you know what? That causes an additional liability risk, because guess what? Who can file a lawsuit? People can file lawsuits right out the bat. As soon as that generator fails, as soon as that capacitor goes, as soon as that generator doesn't work to ensure good control of the environment, boom. Doesn't matter why that generator fails, doesn't matter that you had an agreement, doesn't matter why. The fact is it failed, so guess what's going to happen? The net effect is insurance rates start going way up. So reality is I'm not even sure that this should be in Chapter 429. I think, according to the Attorney General, this is a fixed asset. According to the Attorney General 2016 opinion, this is a fixed asset. It really belongs under Chapter 533 because there is no end in sight what we can put, what fixed assets we can put under 429. And where we start with this, we continue to go. So I think we've got,
Your time has expired, thank you.
oh, I'm sorry. I've only got halfway through. But I'll leave you my comments.
Thank you.
Gail, did you, I couldn't make it out, okay.